Hello, gearhead friends. Here's some Christmas stuff. It was Christmas here a few days ago, and I thought I'd show you a couple of things my lovely wife got me for Christmas. She got me the little swing arm spools right here, and they attach with just a simple Allen bolt right there. The swing arm on the 390 has hole on top, hole on bottom, and those spools fit right in there with no issues at all. And then a new race stand right there. These are all Amazon products, incidentally, so they're not super expensive at all. The new race stand probably took me 20 minutes to assemble, if that, maybe. But it's pretty robust, and I haven't had a new racing stand since 1996. I've been using the same one, so I figured I was due for an upgrade, so I put it in my Amazon wish list. They came with a couple of different attachments for the lever arms here, and these are the ones that you use if you're going to use spools. And they're really nice. They come up and they just hook right onto the spool, so that you have a really good, solid, positive connection there. It also came with the universal swing arm. Those right there. And so basically the universals just have little paddles on them, basically, and you can use them on just about any bike that will accept that kind of an under swing arm attachment point. The problem with them though is that with these is that they're not nearly as stable. But if I have like an older bike, remember my Z1 900, older bikes like that never came with mounting points for a race stand, these were the way that you go. And so basically in place of these, you put these in, and then you simply set it underneath the swing arm like that, and that's it. It just kind of cups it, and one on both sides, of course. It just kind of cups it. These were never as secure as this version right here. This version is the way to go, especially if you've got a bike that is already drilled and tapped for the spools. I strongly recommend this. I think all total between these and the race stand, it might have been, gosh, I can't remember the exact prices on them, but I want to say maybe $80 or $90 shipped to you. We have Amazon Prime, and I think that might have been the total cost. Of course, I don't like to guess on a Christmas present price or nothing, but I'm just telling you that for your information. The other thing was I wanted to try a different tail bag setup. So I picked this one out, but I'm not sure if I'm digging it. Because this is supposed to be a modular system, so I'm supposed to be able to add, 4 or 5 or 2 other bags to it if I want to kind of expand the luggage scenario for the bike. I do like to keep my stuff up here rather than down here. If I have side bags and stuff, they work okay, and I've used them many times. I still have side bags. The problem that I have found with them is that you never quite weight the bike properly. So one bag always seems to hang heavier than the other. And even when you try to disperse the weight equally, it just never seems to work out really well for me. And then the other thing was, and it might be a negative or a benefit depending on which end you're looking at it from, when you flop the bike over, which you typically do off-road, sometimes you'll break that bag or you'll screw it up, and then you'll have to figure out a way to triage, kind of reattach it to the bike. Now, there have been instances where having the side bag did save a lot of my bike, even though it sacrificed the side bag for it. The bag that I use most is this old one here. I get more questions about that old bag. This is just an old Nelson rig top bag that I have used on, I have lost count of all the motorcycles I put this bag on at this point. The problem I have with it though is that it is not waterproof, and I do not have a cover for it. I guess I could just look for a big cover or maybe have one made for me. But I love this bag. But one of the biggest drawbacks I'm finding to it is that when I travel, I always have to travel with my laptops, and my laptops just don't quite fit in the main compartment. So I end up doing funky stuff to try to figure out how to take my laptops with me. I do not wear backpacks. I hate backpacks, and so I do not wear backpacks at all. I've tried them, I hate them, don't wear them. So I'm always going for tail bags and of course tank bags. Those are my big things that I really like, and it kind of helps keep my center of gravity, my center of weight right in line. Now there is definitely benefits to hanging weight lower down here. There's a lot of benefit to that, and that the closer we can get that weight down there to that center line of that motorcycle where the pivot axis of the bike is, the closer you can get it to it, the more neutral the bike will handle. But I thought I would show you some of my Christmas presents, and I hope you guys got some good Christmas presents. Here's the other crappy thing about this is these mount right here and right here, and that means that this bag can roll like this. Now I know it's not loaded right now, but if I can do this now, it'll do it when it's loaded too. So I'm not 100% on board with that. These modular systems, they've got just tons of different mounting points, you know, but the one I care the most about is the one that primarily secures the bag to the bike. And you know, my rack, obviously, it's a really, really good quality rack. Another thing that people ask me about constantly is this rack. Where'd you get that rack? That rack came from SRC Moto. That's who I ordered this rack from, and I ordered it right when I bought the bike. Not through the dealership, I found them online. But SRC Moto, the rack itself is extremely robust, and it is very, very solid. I love this rack. Gotta have a rack. So on that note, Merry Christmas to everybody. I haven't done any riding videos lately because where I live here in the Pacific Northwest, by the time I get home from work, it's dark. It's getting dark here by 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon, and I frequently don't even get home till 5:30 or 6. And of course the weather is super shitty, so I've just been spending a lot of time indoors. Otherwise, you folks keep that helmet side up, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or whatever your holiday of choice is. Till next time.